We look at interior play as a necessary need for the Cowboys for the future. Now, far as the team, do they invest in the interior? Do they really involve the interior? We don't know. But I got my top 5. But before I go into details of it, let me just talk about the guys that's on the outside of the top 5. And don't crucify me. It's just my list. It's just my list. And the list is subject to change as we begin to look at more and more film and study up on these particular guys. Outside of my top 5, Darius Steele. I think that Darius still got a lot of things to work on and improve, but he sits on the outside, as well as Marvin Wilson. No! He sits on the outside of the top 5. I know a lot of people going to be looking at it like, man, that big boy, he need to be on your top 5, Law. And, of course, Alim McNeil, he's a dog. I don't know what they're doing over there, but they fixing up a nice recipe of interior guys that's coming over there from his college. Alim McNeil is a fantastic guy. And Tommy, I know that a lot of people probably have Tommy Toaga or Teaga, however you say that man's name, from Ohio State. I know a lot of people say, man, he's on the top 5 of everybody's list. What you saying, Law? But this is my list, right? This is my evaluation for the nation. And we're going to go in reverse order with this list right here. At the top 5 of my list, I have Tyler Shelvin. Tyler, I'm going to tell you, big boy, 6'3"-ish, 362 pounds, true one tech. Big guy. Look at this, and I'm going to break it down. Don't look at it as an individual situation. Just look at it how he will help the rest of the guys, his contemporaries, the person that played to the left or the right of him, whether it be Gallimore at a rotational aspect of it or Tristan Hill. He will help out. He will command 2 people to be on him. So at the same time, Randy Gregory will be rubbing his hands together, right? D-Law will be saying thank God. And the linebackers behind Tyler, looking through the gap, seeing which one they're going to shoot through, whether it be the A or the B. They will be saying to themselves, man, it's good to know that we got a space eater who's good against the run. Now, reservation will he be a 3-down guy? One can argue and say, nah, he may not be a 3-down guy, but he's a good run stuffer. And on top of that, you need somebody that can stuff the run. And our interior defense, that's something that we've been lacking on. And also with this pick will help out Antwaun Woods if they bring him back or if he's going to be here for the 2021 campaign. Give him limited or lesser snaps, and you'll have a more of a dynamic team down the line. It could be the situation where it's Antwaun Woods start, and then in the late third and the fourth quarter, you bring in the big boy to eat up that space. And while all of that work that Antwaun did, boy, you can have a guy now that can push everything back. But that's my thoughts on Tyler. That's just my thinking of the matter. All right, so number 4 on this list. Don't crucify me. Let's look at it like this. I like Davion Nixon. Davion Nixon, look, his story is pretty cool. Started off at JUCO, did his job there. Then he went to Iowa. Now, here's the situation with that. He was offered a chance and an opportunity to go over there to Alabama land. And everybody knows if he would have went there, maybe, just maybe, he'll be a true first-round draft pick. The boy is explosive, plays with a good deed of leverage, can line up inside the 1 or the 3 tech. He can do those things for you. And on top of that, he's athletic. His athleticism is crazy. He's a little raw in a sense because he did play a majority of his college over there in JUCO. But when you look at everything, remember, don't look at it as an isolation situation, but look at it like, okay, you bring him in, that's an extra piece to your rotation. And I know a lot of people will be saying, well, you don't need another 3 tech. Well, there's a great philosopher and pretty good at drafting defense, Bill Parcells. He said, hey, if you think you're good at a position, draft again. If you think you're great at a position, draft again. Always make sure that you're creating that type of an environment. It is a dog-eat-dog world, and your number, your position, your placement on the team can always be replaced. So I got Davion Nixon as the fourth guy. I got Levi Onwuzurike as the third guy. I know he's more linear build. He's 6'3"-ish, and he's about 280 to 288 pounds. Get off. He plays with a good deed of leverage. He's a good run stopper as well. So I'm looking at the total picture of being a run stopper first from that interior, playing with leverage, understanding the zones and concepts of the field, understanding the principles of what you need to do out of a one gap, because he can play that one gap, even front interior guy. So I think that if you get somebody of that caliber that got a crazy ceiling, and when you look at the ceiling and you think about this, you would say to yourself, okay, cool, Law, we okay with what we got. Let's not bring in a project. Well, I come here to tell you guys that Grady Jarrett was drafted in the 5th or the 6th round, right? We got the same guy that helped elevate him. Think about that. And his name is Dan Quinn. He's a defensive line coach through and through. So if there's any room for growth, we can look at it in those factors, right? And we have numbers 2 on this list. And I know a lot of people would say, no, Law, no, man, this guy got to be number 1 on everybody's list. Got Christian Barmore.
Impressive.
I got him number 2. Another 3 tech, by the way. But look at what I just said recently about Levi. The exact same principles. Now, the thing is with Christian Barmore, when the lights were on bright, he showed up. I know that he may not be a good run stopper, and Levi may be better against the run than Christian Barmore. But Christian, man, his ceiling is off the roof as far as his talent level. 6'5", north of 320 pounds. Get upfield, see the hole, hit the hole, but it's going right through the gap. We need that type of motor. And Davion Nixon got the same exact motor there, right? You know, those boys got motors, but this guy, crazy against the pass, can clog those passing lanes, got that length, that length that you need to get off. And of course, he coming from an NFL-ready system. Alabama is an NFL system. But I know I hear people say, what about Tommy Toaga? I hope I'm saying that man's name right. I think that he already hit his ceiling as it relates to his pass rush ability from the interior. He's solid against the run. I think that his frame and everything will be prototype for an interior guy. But Tommy, he don't bring that it factor to me like a Christian Barmore will, right? Or he doesn't bring that it factor or that aggressiveness like I like from a Shelvin. I like that plug, that ability to gobble up too. But number 1 that I got on this list is Tufele.
Excellent.
Jay is a flat out dog. But what about Marlon? What about his contemporary? Look, man, I like Marlon's skill set. I would not be a guy that would be mad at the sun or mad and barking at the moon if we got even his contemporary, his compatriot. But give me Jay. Hands down, the best interior defensive tackle in this particular draft coming out of the 2021 draft for the NFL. Man, this brother right here. Oh, you need leverage, plays with leverage? Yeah, he can do that. Keep his pad levels low? Yeah, he can do that. Redirect, disengage, position, shoulders turn, get upfield? He can do that. Shoot? Yeah, he can do that. Play with contain? He can play 2-gap or 1-gap system, even fronts. Man, he is that dog. And I know a lot of people would say, no, man, no. Jay is that dog. Stop the run. Man, decent against the pass in passing situations and plays with that motor. I like Jay's tape. I like what he brings to the table. And of course, he's 6'3", north of 310 pounds. The brother's built just right. Solid frame. Feet pretty good. Does not extend or lunges, what have you. Hand placement, shot. Feet, good. Man. Now he will still have to grow into the NFL ready caliber. But I'm looking at Jay as a person that can really help this team out. We've been talking about investing. When you going to invest? When you going to look at somebody that can help? My thing is, Cowboy Nation, you will not get a guy that's going to get 20 sacks from the interior. It's just not going to happen. It's not a sexy pick. It's not a pretty pick. It's not a beautiful pick. It's a nasty pick when you pick somebody from the interior. It's nasty. It just flat out is. It's just a nasty pick. So, like I said before, this list is subject to change. It's still early during this off season. And there's more and more guys that will come around. Nobody saw, like I said earlier, nobody saw Grady Jerry coming, right? He's an interior guy. Pretty good for Atlanta Falcons. Football is such a cycling type of situation. But we got to understand that there's room for growth, and you got to understand what team you go to, how they can elevate and squeeze out what you have inside of you for that next level. And it's up to coaching. And it's up to the individual mind as well. Can they step it up, showcase their talent? Think about this. All of the college work is gone now, and all you have to do now is focus on football with a bunch of cash in your pocket. That changed a lot of things too. Money changes a lot of things. They say money don't change you, it just reveal who you really are. So some people not capable of adjusting once they get to the NFL level. But I can tell you, my top 5, that's what I like about these guys. They're hungry, they're aggressive, they shoot up the gap, and we go into a one gap system. I think that these guys should find home. And if the Cowboys decide to pick these guys in whatever round it may be, they got something. Post me your top 5. Let me know of your thoughts. Let me know of your opinions of it. And let's continue to grind and shine. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Salute.
He ain't lying.